welcome to Silent Media Studios. Once again, we are privileged to have one of the best activists in Africa. So not only an activist in Kenya, he's gone global. He's right now sitting with me here in the greater Washington state, popularly known as Seattle. Welcome to the studios, Mr. Boniface Mwangi.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
So how have you been?
I've been good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look a bit tired.
I'm tired. I've been traveling a lot in the US.
I know. How is the book signing going on?
Very good. The talk, the conversations.
Okay.
It's been very good.
That is the response from the Kenyans?
Kenyans are very interesting. The response is very diverse.
Okay.
Yes.
So far, how do you like it?
I enjoyed it. I have met a lot of people.
Okay.
I think one of the biggest challenge that I've come across is tribalism, that you travel all the way from Kenya, you come to America, the country works, people are educated, but you still, in your mind, you're still retrogressive and people are very tribal. So there's a lot of factions. There's that community association, and people keep to themselves and their community. So when we, as a country, which you know very well, we lack a national identity. And so now, when people come in the diaspora, their identity is not Kenya.
It's their tribe.
Kikuyu, Luo, Kalenjin, Kamba, whatever tribe you are. And it's very sad. So I've come across a lot of tribal rhetoric and very, let's say, trivial reasoning from Kenyans here.
And that is in America?
Yes, in America, Kenyans are very tribal.
If it's that bad in America, how is it back down there, 254?
I think here it's worse because when you come here and you're lost and you don't have friends, and as a country you don't have national values and you lack a national identity.
Okay.
So it's easier for you to identify yourself as your community than as a Kenyan.
Okay.
But when there's Boston Marathon, you become Kenyans. When there's Las Vegas and people playing rugby,
yes,
you become Kenyan.
We are very loud, by the way.
Yeah, and very loud. But the moment you leave the stadium, you go back to your communities.
Cocoons. The tribal cocoons.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting observation. And I hope all the diasporans are listening to this.
Yeah, you guys, man, the tribalism is going to destroy our country. Back home, you're fighting about tribe, and you here, you're still doing the same thing. I think shame on you.
Ni ushamba ama ni nini?
Ni ujinga.
Oh,
no, ushamba is like not knowing things. It's like, ushamba ni like you're not up to the style, the fashion. You know, ushamba. Hauna swag. That's ushamba, which is fine. You don't all need to have swag. Your swag and mine is different. However,
but this one is the same, dude. So
those are shoes, man.
That's
yeah, they $3 a pair.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I bought this one from Kenya. I got them in Kenya actually.
Yeah,
and I like them.
$3 bob.
Yeah. So should this be our national?
No, this is my campaign uniform. So he supports me.
Yes, I do, and I will support you all the way. And talking of the campaign.
Yes.
Boniface Mwangi is an activist.
Yes.
Why did you choose to go into politics?
I think it was actually a natural progression where I've been fighting in the streets.
Okay.
And there are things that I've been saying in the streets that can be done in parliament. And so I'm running for office to continue the fight inside parliament. If you look at my campaign posters, they say activist Boniface Mwangi. I'm going to parliament as an activist, not as a politician.
Okay.
I've told fellow Kenyans, don't call me Mheshimiwa, even on a campaign.
Mwizi wa miwa.
I don't know where is he. It's don't call me that name. So just call me Boniface. Call me my name. I'm going to parliament because I believe there's something that I can actually do legislatively. I can pass legislation on issues that I actually care about.
You said how Nwezi.
Yes.
Now, why do you want to join Wezis?
Thieves. I want to go and show them that someone can actually run for public office and get elected and not steal. I want to go there and be an example to my fellow young Kenyans that you can actually stand up and not sell out to you the ideals. So me, I won't be that guy that will get elected on a platform of change and go to parliament and fight for that change in every county, in every ward in this country. So, we complain about bad leadership. We say, oh, leaders are bad, they're thugs and all that. So I'm giving Kenyans an alternative. We say, if those guys are bad, if those guys are thugs, give me a chance. What do you have to lose if you elect me?
I guess nothing, right?
Then you give me a chance to go and serve you.
How is your campaign doing?
Campaign is tough, my friend. It's tough. Because of the way our politics is, members of parliament get paid very high salaries. And so it's
a thing that you're opposed to.
People, salaries must fall. I'm going there, salaries must fall. Allowances should be removed. No car grants, no bodyguard. If country is not safe, you fight for everyone to be safe. Medical cover, you go to a public hospital, you don't have a private medical cover because the people that you serve go to a public hospital, so you should go to the same hospital with them. And that's on fine. But I was saying that the challenge of my campaign is that Kenyans are used to being given money by politicians.
Yes.
It's what we call transactional politics. Nipe nikupe. So give me something for me to vote for you. So for me, people are finding me very strange because
you're not giving anything.
I'm not going to give anyone money. Actually, I'm asking people for money. For my campaign, I have an M-Pesa pay bill number. Okay. I go around. So my poster has a pay bill number. So normally people ask me, "Unataka kura na pesa pia, chagua moja," because you're asking me for money and my vote. And I say, I want you to own me, not anybody else. You own me. You fund my campaign, you vote for me, and when I go to parliament, I'm going to work for you. But normally when you get someone coming to bribe you to get elected, they're going to steal. For them, it's an investment. The people spend billions and millions of shillings to get elected. They don't care about you. It's them for its business. They are investing, they go to parliament, they become thieves. I'm saying, I'm going to parliament to become a public servant. I'm going to work for you. And I'm going to push for salary cuts. And even if salaries are not cut, I'll not take that full pay. I'll take 50%.
Wow. You're going to be one of a kind.
I'll live true to what I've been preaching about.
And Boniface Mwangi, you've been known to be out there on the streets.
Yes.
Bold, confident. I mean, where do you get all this energy from? Who psychs you?
I love my country. I want a better country.
It's for the love of the country.
Love of the country.
That's why you do what you do.
And I also love my kids. And I want my kids to live in a better country. And so it's my responsibility to fight for them to get that better country. Because I can't wait for them to do that for themselves. The same way that our grandfathers fought for freedom. And now it's us to defend that freedom and advance the gains that we have made in the past few years. In the 70s, 80s, and 90s, people fought for multi-party, they fought to kick out Moi, and they won that. And that's a space we should protect. So it's my civic responsibility. It should be a civic responsibility.
It is a civic responsibility.
Yes.
And I think you're doing a good job on that.
Thank you.
But let's come to activism in parliament.
Yes.
Does it work? Is it known in history to work?
Yes, it will work. In the 80s, you had the 7 Bearded Sisters.
Yes, I remember about them.
And they did a good job. It was under a one-party state. Moi was a dictator. People were being detained without trial. People were tortured. People were killed. But these 7 people were in parliament, and every day they fought for the common mwananchi. They spoke about what was going on in the country. They risked their life to do that. And that actually helped to get multi-party in 1992 and the repealing of Section 2A. That has happened. So you don't have to be 10 or 50 of you to bring about change. Some of the things that we have gained in the past, Mwoke Moro was a whistleblower in parliament for Goldenberg. He was one person. You don't need numbers to actually do many things. You need numbers to pass laws. But for you to be a whistleblower and to be a voice of the people like Martin Shikuku, you don't need numbers. Just need to be in parliament and in the mouth.
So do you intend to be a whistleblower there?
I'm going to be...
Or play alongside the...
Yes, I'm going to be a whistleblower in parliament, but most importantly, I'm going to be the voice of the people of Starehe. I grew up in Starehe. I schooled for a few years in Starehe, in Pangani Primary School, and schools in Starehe have been grabbed. We have lost public land in Starehe, and so one of my first agendas as a member of parliament for Starehe is to reclaim back grabbed land. And we have done that before. We reclaimed back Langata Primary School.
You did. And you did a good job, by the way.
Thank you. So we want to reclaim back public land in Starehe that has been grabbed in the past.
On that note.
Yes.
Starehe.
Starehe is an amazing place.
You have two heavyweights, so to call them.
Heavyweights?
Wait, you have Jaguar. You have Minor Commander.
Who are those? I can't see them.
Oh, yeah? Wait until you go to the derby and then you know. So, who would you rather face?
It doesn't matter. I don't think I'm competing against any of those. I'm competing against policies and ideas. I have a website, bonifacemwangi.com, and I'm doing a manifesto that I'm going to share in Starehe. I am not competing against anyone. I'm selling my policies. I'm not going against the party. You see, I'm not even in a big party. I mean,
your party is very small. What's the name of your party? Ukweli.
Truth Party, Ukweli Party. We have about 12 aspirants in the entire country.
How big is your population?
No, we have 12 aspirants.
Just 12?
In the entire country.
Do you have a membership register?
Yes, about 30,000. When we started the party, we got the registration late, around February, which is about 2 months ago. So we didn't have enough time to recruit more members. And the other challenge was we got about 100 applicants only to run on our political party. But unlike other political parties, we had to vet everyone who applied.
And you're the party leader?
I'm the party leader. So Chapter 6, integrity is very high in that party.
Is everybody else an activist in your party?
No, we have professionals.
Okay.
But I think everyone, even you, should be an active citizen.
I am an active citizen.
Then you're an activist.
Oh, so that's, okay.
Yeah, that's who you are. Everyone is an activist. Alice Walker said that activism is the rent you pay to be in this world. And so you, as an active citizen, you're paying rent to be in the world.
It's an interesting observation.
Thank you.
That's a good way of looking at it. Now, let's go back to Starehe.
Yes.
And let's just look at it this way. You're the next MP.
Oh, if the people of Starehe elect me, yes.
Now, what if the opposite is the truth?
If they don't elect me, I continue living in my life. I don't think I'm going to change anything. For me, activism is a lifestyle. Wanting better, demanding better, fighting for a better Kenya is my lifestyle. It's not an event for me. It's not something like I wear and remove. It's not like the clothes that I wear today and tomorrow I remove.
It's you.
It's me. It's me being me. So I'll still work for the people of Starehe and Kenya. If you look at my activism, it was actually entire country. So what will happen if people don't elect me, I go back to the entire country agenda. I will not stop.
You'll not stop being an activist?
I'll never stop.
Will you still work under 254?
I resigned. I don't work at Power. I resigned last
Somebody
year.
asked me a question.
Yes.
And they wanted me to pose this question to you.
Yes.
Who funds Power 254?
They should actually have asked, how did Power 254 begin?
Okay, how did it begin? This is a good opportunity.
Power 254 began with my own money. It's a space for artists, creatives, where we train people on how to use their skills to earn a living. How did it begin? I used to work as a photographer. I used to have a studio. I sold my studio. I sold my cars. I opened that space. And then along the way, we got partners. We share partners with the Kenya government. We have the Dutch embassy has been a past supporter. The Swiss embassy in Nairobi, the Dutch, the Swiss. There's one more embassy which has supported Power. I'm trying to remember.
Is this continuation support or comes, just one time and they back out?
Yeah. And Sweden actually. Sweden has has been one of our biggest supporters. But they do not support activism, it supports an art space. An art space that the government knows that exists, an art space that when John Kerry, the US Secretary of State, came to Power to come and see what you do, because you work with artists. It's a place that is actually open, and you can go to www.power254.org. All our partners, what we do, our programs are there. You know, everything that I do is above board. If Boniface Mwangi was breaking any law in this country, in our country rather, Kenya, they would have arrested me. I don't break any laws.
That's why you're still free.
I'm a free man.
That time you made noise in Nyayo Stadium. What was going on?
No, they just beat me up and throw me in jail. And
then they beat you up?
And then they released me. I was just trying to get the president's attention on what was going on in the country.
Don't you think that was rather crude? Is that the way you get attention from the president?
I think it's not crude, my friend. You can't call it crude when people are trying to raise their voice and actually highlight an injustice. I think what is crude is when people go to bed hungry, when we go to hospital and there are no doctors, there's no medicine. When your child goes to school and there are no teachers, there's no classroom, there's no roof. That's crude.
Did you get the attention?
He called me an idiot.
Pubavu.
Wewe ni pubavu. Hawezi nikataza kusema. Yeah, that was Kibaki then.
So you never got to talk to him? Did you raise your issues with him?
No, I got beaten up and thrown in jail and taken to court. But over that, I realized that, yes, he might have called me an idiot, but today I'm sitting here talking to you about these issues. So,
he kind of build you up.
No, he didn't build me up.
I mean, like the resilience, just build the resilience in you to keep on
going. He actually told me I have to use a different approach. Instead of going to heckle the president, I should talk to Kenya.
Who told you that?
No, no one told me that. It's like when you read, it's a realization that
That's not how you do things, right?
I have heckled Atwoli and other people before. Later on, it depends.
Did he call you Mshenzi?
Let me say this. I think so. It depends with what you're trying to do, because every single thing requires a different approach.
That's true.
There are things that people don't know about Wangari Maathai. Wangari Maathai won the Nobel Peace Prize for her work with the Green Belt movement and reclaiming back public land that had been grabbed, like Uhuru Park and Karura Forest. What people don't know about Wangari Maathai is how she got Karura Forest back. And I'll tell you this story.
Go ahead.
So Wangari Maathai says she's going to go plant trees at Karura Forest. And she mobilizes university students to go and plant trees. But they had two squads at that particular day. There was the squad of Wangari Maathai. She was carrying trees. Then there were university students who came with matchbox and petrol to burn.
The same.
And they went. So when Wangari Maathai was planting trees on one other side, they went to where the construction site was, because the grabbers were trying to build houses, and they burnt the houses, the construction site. They burnt the caterpillars, they burnt the lorries. And that meant that no grabber would come to that place to build anything. And so activism calls for different tactics. When Langada Primary School land was grabbed, we could have gone to court. We could have done a protest in the streets. What did we do? We demolished the wall.
Yes. And they're pushing and
we pushed the wall.
Tear gassed. The kids were tear gassed.
Yes, the government did a very bad thing. But today the school has a playground and it's not somebody's car park. And my point is, there's no crude way of demanding your rights as long as it is non-violence. As long as no one gets hurt.
Yeah, that's what Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah, non-violence.
Boniface Mwangi. See, your name is alongside those big names.
Unanichocha mbuyu.
Both Nyukwelu Mambo. So the thing is, now you go to parliament. Don't you think parliament will curtail your powers to do what you're doing freely? Right now you're a very free man. Yeah. You're doing all this and everybody likes you. People love you. People say that's the guy to emulate. And don't you think now when you become a Mheshimiwa, you'll be just like one of them?
I'm not going to change. I think...
What makes you think you'll not change?
If I change, my wife will leave me.
Okay. So Jerry, you hearing this, right?
I know for sure my wife is going to leave me if I change. But I've been very consistent. I've been doing this for about 10 years now.
And for that, I think we owe you tons of gratitude.
Thank you. And I think I need more support to get elected. I need put support me to come and help me campaign, to come and knock doors. And not only me, you need to find out who's running for MC in your area or member of parliament or all those small positions and support them. What you have to realize actually, a member of county assembly, an MCA, holds the governor to account. And if you get good MCAs, the governor will behave and spend your money very well and they won't steal. When you get the right members of parliament and you have no tyranny of numbers, there's healthy discourse in parliament. There's healthy debates. There's more accountability when you have diversity in parliament. When you have people coming from different parties and people with different values, there's more diversity. When you vote for a political party instead of a personal, somebody's policies, you're setting yourself up for failure. And no matter who becomes president, if you have the right members of parliament, they're going to push a very progressive agenda for the sake of the people of the country. But when you give a president the majority, he doesn't have to work hard for anything. He becomes arrogant because he doesn't care. But when you try and get as many members of parliament who are different, with different values, who have Kenya at heart, no matter who becomes president, the agenda for the country is more progressive than retrogressive.
Let's talk about Nairobi and Kiambu.
Yeah, the nomination.
The fall of Kabogo.
The fall of
and
Kabogo.
The rise of Waitito as of now.
Yes.
And PK and Sonko. Is there a paradigm shift here? Are we seeing them? People saying we ain't going to identify with the elitist anymore. We're going for people who've worked for us, people who we know, people we can identify with. What's going on?
So let's talk about Kiambu. I don't think Kiambu there is actually a shift of wind. It's the same monkey, different forests.
Mwangi.
I think what brought Kabogo down was his arrogance. He hasn't done much and his arrogance.
Pride comes before a fall. So says the scripture, which you know and I know.
Yes, so Kabogo is getting a dose of his own medicine. There's actually a possibility that he may actually vie.
As an independent candidate?
Whatever party he chooses to do or independent.
Kabogo knocks at your door and says, hey, boss, nataka kuwa member. Ukweli.
No,
direct nomination.
Yeah, I'll look you in the face and say we don't work with thugs. And Kabogo is a thug. And I said it. We don't work with people like him. Me and Kabogo don't share values. So you wouldn't find me and him seated down anywhere.
Is that why you walked out of
Jeff Konani?
Jeff?
Yeah. Because
when Moses Kuria showed up?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Jeff lied to me that I was supposed to be alone. So he misled me. But also when Kuria he's a hate monger. And I should not try and sanctify him with my presence.
Oh, wow. The sanctifier.
There's no way we would share a platform. I think the Bible says you should not share a meal with the wicked. I do not do that.
So, Kabogo can't be a member of your party?
No, he cannot.
As of now?
Even Waitito. Actually, there's actually a court case where they found Waitito unfit for public office. There was a ruling in court.
And he's going to be the governor?
I don't understand how that happened. So, we don't follow laws. In Kenya, it seems like laws are just suggestions.
What about Sonko and PK?
That's an interesting thing. And I think PK's fall is actually ignorance, arrogance, and being out of touch. PK decided to go tribal and identify himself with Uhuru, the same person that he attacked when he was running for president. And he thought, you know what, I can become Uhuru's successor, or I can be somewhere right there. And that was his biggest mistake. I think it's good for you to walk your path. And also the other biggest mistake that PK did after he lost the last election, he disappeared.
Yeah, he wasn't
he appears once every 5 years. I don't know. Is there anything that appears once every 5 years? Is it like an elephant's pregnancy or something like that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't lose an election and go away. If I lose this election, I'm going to stay.
You're going to be an activist. You're going to be more.
Yes, people will say, "Oh, because you lost." I'm like, no. I think PK got played.
I think he got played too. And I think...
And this is why it's funny. It's funny because he was a politician. He was an MP for about 10 years. He should have learned the rules of the game. And he was outsmarted by Sonko.
Sonko... No, that's a different story for another day. Yeah, but I think I congratulate him. He did a good campaign.
The truth is, I think the people in the slums, and some of them identify with Sonko for many reasons. They can say, we have seen Sonko here, I've seen Sonko there, Sonko has done this. Has he done anything when it comes to legislation or speaking in the Senate? I don't think so. So as a lawmaker and as a legislator, he hasn't done much. But his philanthropy... He's
touched people where it matters.
If his philanthropy...
And that's why people are voting for him.
That's true, but
he's there. People see him.
But you see, we need to define what the work of a leader is, because that's not the work of a legislator. And I think that's what Peter Kenneth lacks. Because you can ask me or ask any Kenyan there in Nairobi, what has Peter Kenneth done in the last 5 years? You can't name anything. So I know Miguna says very nasty things about people.
He does.
But sometimes...
What has he said about you so far?
He hasn't said anything nasty about me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you've not been tainted yet, right?
I don't think Miguna is my measuring unit. Okay. I don't think so. I think even the Kenyan people are not my measuring unit. I think God is my measuring unit. So it doesn't matter what you say about me. If I was to worry about what people say about me, I would never do anything. If you go to my Facebook or my Twitter, you see a lot of insults. So if those things used to move me, my friend, I would be depressed.
You took the deputy president to court, or he took you to court?
No, the deputy president sued me.
He sued you.
And then I counter-sued him.
Now, that's in the court, right?
Yeah, I'm in court.
So, let's play this scenario.
Yes.
2022.
Yes. God willing.
God willing.
Yes.
The Mount Kenya Mafia taps you on the shoulder.
Yes.
BM, can you be Ruto's running mate?
I don't think the Mafia would actually approach me because I would actually expose them, so they wouldn't work with me. And that is
what about a scenario just comes forth and...
Me and Ruto don't share values, so I would not do that. And 2022, my friend, who says he's the one who's going to run for president?
We are assuming. Yeah. We are working on assumptions.
Okay,
so... If everything goes...
I think Ruto has his own plan, the Mafia have their own plan, but God has the ultimate plan. So we leave everything to God. However,
so if God tells you,
God, God, He's not a God of contradiction. There's no way the Lord will tell you to do something that is actually not right before His eyes. There's no way the Lord will tell you to go and work with the wicked, or work with people who have destroyed the country, or work with people whose reputation
God could use you to save the wicked, right?
Yes, but I'm not Jesus. That's the work of Jesus to save. It's true.
It is true. It's the work of Jesus to save.
If God wants to save some of these people, He should kill them. Don't tell me to go and save them. I'm not. That's God's work. I'll say the truth. Some people in Kenya, some of the people, they're good, and maybe the people who have destroyed our country, maybe 100, 200 people. Some of them just have to die for Kenya to move forward. They're very powerful. They are killing people. They're threatening people. They're chasing out people's families. They're threatening some of our, like my children have been threatened.
You've actually stated that your life is in danger.
Yes.
Is it still in danger?
My life is in God's hands. I went back home and said, doesn't matter, I'll be back home. So I'm in Kenya.
Do you feel safe?
It doesn't matter what I feel. It just needs to know, I know the Creator. I know the giver of life. There's no man who can touch me without God's consent. So my life is not under somebody's hand. You don't wake up one day and say, I'm going to kill Boniface Mwangi. You can't kill me. God has to allow it. And if that time comes, then it'll be my time to go. You
made this clip. Remember the clip?
The day I die.
And you died.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And Jerry is there mourning, and what was that all about? What were you trying to portray?
I was just telling my friends, my family, because they're very concerned about my life, is that we shall all die.
Okay.
And what you need to worry about is not about death. It's about your legacy. What do you leave behind when you die? What will people say about you? What have you done? How many lives have you changed? Because earning a living, getting married, having kids is not enough. You don't be like Methuselah, who lived 900 years. And he has only
died.
And there are only 2 lines in the Bible. Methuselah was born, lived, had children, then died. That is
not having.
That's not an impactful life.
Nothing.
Yeah, and being very wealthy is not accomplishment. How many lives have you touched? So that was my challenge to my friends. They say, you know what, we shall all die. So don't stop telling me, because people tell me all the time, utakufa, utakufa, utakufa. It's like, who's not going to die? There's nobody who has ever come out of life alive. No one. There's a guy called Elijah who went up to heaven. But Jesus had to die and then for him to resurrect. But we don't know of anyone. I don't know. That Elijah is a story in the Bible.
That's true.
But there's no one who has ever come out of this life alive. Says, oh, you know what? I was in the 18th century, I was in the 16th century, and I'm still here. Nobody. So we shall all die. So what you need to do is actually make the days that you're alive count. Just do that. And then God will worry about the rest.
With your life as an activist.
Yes.
How much danger are you exposing yourself to? Knowing that they are cartels, you know them, you're willing to expose them.
Yes.
And probably you've gotten a direct nomination, as in, we will eliminate you.
Yeah.
How do you go about that?
You just continue living. I think worrying about death does not take death away. Thinking about it does not take it away. You just live your life. I think it's Martin Luther who said that if you haven't found an ideal worth dying for, then you're not worth living. So find that thing that you love so much that that is worth dying for. I think I'm ready. I would love to live for my country. It's more beautiful. It's more rewarding to live for your country. But also dying for your country is not that bad. Yeah.
What's your vision for Starehe?
It's great. I told you I want to reclaim back
public
lands. I want to turn Starehe into a 24 economy. So we have markets like Marikiti, we have Kariako market, we have Ngara market. They can work 24 hours. That means you put more, you lighting, security. I want to create a library in every ward. There are 6 wards in Starehe. So there's a library. When you're growing up at community centers, they're no longer there. So bring back community centers. I want to have a job center where everyone who doesn't have a job can come and actually say, these are my skills. I don't have a job. We find them a placement. So create livelihoods for young people. I want us to, my mother was a hawker. I was a hawker. We need to find a solution for hawking problem in the city. We can't be punishing people for trying to earn an honest living.
Let me ask you this question. You are known to be very bold.
Yes.
You're known to be very courageous. You're known to be fearless. Right? When you sit with your wife
and
your children,
yes,
what do they say about you?
I think right now, I'll be very truthful. I think they complain that I'm always on my phone. I think they say...
Activism?
Twitter, nini. If you ask my friends, actually, my wife is the boss.
Oh, she's the boss.
She has a way. Hey, my wife, man. Yeah, she's very special. I think, I love her very much, but she's the one who can put me straight. Like if I'm misbehaving and I have issues, she'll put me straight. I say, like, if I went home today and I said I went home with $1 million shillings, like $10,000, she'll ask me, did you get this money? There's a time I bought an old car, we did not have money. So I saved some money, did some job, I bought a car, I went home with the car. My wife called everyone asking, do you know he was buying a car? Where did he get the money from?
Wow.
So if I ever go home with stolen money, or if our lifestyle changes like this, my wife is the first one to go to the police and say, I think this guy stole money. You should come and investigate him.
Really?
Yeah, she's the believer in what we're trying to do.
Okay.
And so she's also watching to ensure that you do not become the people that you're fighting. Because you can fight the corrupt and then you become corrupt.
How would you like Kenyans to rate you 5 years after being in the August House as their MP?
Okay, Starehe people.
Yes.
I think I want to be remembered for my track record. I'm going to work for Starehe. As in, if I never do anything else and just be MP for Starehe for 5 years, there'll be transformation. I'll change Nairobi. I want you to be able to talk in Nairobi. I want to be the governor, but I'll be a member of parliament. But I want to ensure that Nairobi is safer, it's cleaner, you have playgrounds for our kids. You don't border guys are not trading on the pavement because you're going to ensure that they don't do that. I've ridden a motorbike for about 10 years. So I know how they think and how we can make them behave themselves. I just need to bring back dignity and respect to Nairobians. Parliament is in Starehe, Central Bank is in Starehe, National Archives, like Nairobi, Kenya was born in Starehe. Like Nairobi is the heart of Kenya. And Starehe is Nairobi city center. So if you want a safer, cleaner city, someone who is a fighter, someone who's I want the same way I inspire people with the courage in fighting corruption and land grabbing. I want to inspire Kenyans to have dignity and self-respect.
You said you want to be the governor of Nairobi, right?
I said...
You would like to.
I said I want to be the governor.
You won't.
But I'll work with the governor to ensure that Nairobi is a safe, cleaner city. And also I'll pass laws to ensure that even in parliament, legislatively, to ensure that Kenya becomes better. So
are we seeing Mwangi for governor 2022 or 2027 or whenever?
I think, forget about governor. Our focus for the next 3 months, we have elections in 3 months, is for me to become a member of parliament. Okay. I want to serve the people of Nairobi. They should elect me that. And if I serve them very well,
they can reward you.
They can decide to actually promote me. But I have to earn the promotion. Yeah. But now I need to earn the job. And I need to earn their votes, and I need their support to get elected. Now that you have earned their trust on the streets, yes, do you think they will vote for you? Yes, they will vote for me. I think if you know my track record, and if I'm doing door-to-door campaigning, I hope they will vote for me. I hope they'll give me a chance. My heart breaks for my city. When I was growing up, it was cleaner, things were working, systems were working. They're not that broken. They're there today. And I look at Nairobi and say, man, I can do so much. All I need is a place where I have influence on policy level and I can go to work with people. I need to get at people's mandates for Nairobi City. I just need guys to say, you know what, Boniface, we trust you for 5 years, do this for us. And I tell Kenyans, you have nothing to lose. Look at my so-called opponents, the one I don't know who they are. Look at their track record. What have they done? I have fought for Kenyans. I have bled in the streets for Kenyans. I have gone to jail for Kenyans. I've been threatened. My family has been threatened for Kenyans. I'm asking them, give me a chance. Why did you do this, Mwangi? Why? I told you, man, I love my country and I want to change Kenya. Is it for the love of the country? See, Mudavadi, the other day, he said, I gave up presidency for the love of the country. Is this not a thing that politicians just say? No, but how many of them have bled for the country? How many of them have been arrested for the country? How many of them have quit their job for the country? How many of them left a well-paying job to go protect? How many of them? Ask all those guys. All of them, whether it's the ones in Jubilee or in CORD, all of them, ask them, how many of them have gone to the streets with their families? I have gone to the streets to protest with my wife, my 2 sons, and my daughter. 3 kids. My wife has been tear gassed. my wife has been arrested. How many of them have their wives been arrested?
Is it worthy?
Is it worthy? I think time will tell. I think history will judge that. It's too soon to tell if it's worth it. But I think Langata primary school kids know it's worth it. They know
it is worth it. Yes. I mean, and I think that's something that was very impressive.
Yeah, and even for that. Look at 2 years ago, Garissa Wasaka attack.
Yes.
It happened. The country was not mourning the dead. They were not doing anything. We organized a vigil for the victims. We did a memorial at Freedom Corner. We have done a protest in support of the police. When KDF, a Lade attack happened and we lost over 100 soldiers in Somalia, we did a vigil for KDF. We have done positive things for KDF. We have done positive things for the police. For school kids, the doctors' strike, we supported them and helped them with strategy.
Yeah.
They were fighting for the country.
So how do you think Kenyans should reward you?
They shouldn't reward me. They should just give me a job.
To work for them as an MP.
I'm 33-year-old Kenyan who loves my country. I'm unemployed. I want to become a member of parliament. Sina kazi, naomba kazi.
Omba kazi. Na by it's a good thing.
And apia naomba my 10 bob, my 20 bob. Please support my campaign. I don't have money. I've been asking guys to send me money via M-Pesa. Just donate to my campaign and let me go and work for you. You will own me. I'll be your servant. You say, hey, Boni, tulikupatia kura na kupatia pesa. Tufanyie kazi. And I've been very open. I'm a very transparent guy.
Is the office going to be open for all once you become
I've given guys, my number is on my website. SMS, WhatsApp, anytime.
How many SMSs do you get?
A lot, but there are people always asking me for money. Sina do.
Oh, yeah?
I don't have cash.
Yeah, but of course when you become an MP...
I won't have money. I'm going to take a pay cut. I won't have a bodyguard. I'll be walking the streets of Nairobi the way I walk today. You see, parliament shouldn't be a place where you go to get money and get status. It's where you're going to work. Me, I'm going to work. I'll be reporting to work to every other person. I have a motorbike. And I'll be driving a bike to work and back home.
On that note, you stopped this guy from taking the wrong...
The member of parliament was driving on the wrong side.
That was very bold. That was very good.
Thank you. And I'm hoping that as a member of parliament, I'll be able to inspire more people to do that. One of the things that I want to do in Starehe, I'll have a full-time lawyer and an office where if you get harassed or arrested for not doing the right thing, we represent you. You know, there's a lot of police harassment. Pro bono lawyer. So if you find an MP on the wrong side, you tell them to turn back. If they arrest you, you call us to come and bail you out.
Wow.
You're going to become Team Courage, standing up for unbounded for a city. Yeah.
Mwangi, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Before we finish this conversation,
yes.
What can you assure Kenyans that they should hold you accountable for? Because you see, accountability is very important.
Yes.
I don't think there's any MP who can stand and say, I want you people to hold me accountable for 1, 2, 3 in the next 5 years.
Okay.
What can you tell Kenyans and members of your constituency?
Okay. So, my name is Boniface Mwangi. I'm vying for MP Starehe. I want you to hold me accountable on a number of issues. Number 1, pay cut. I'll push for pay cut for members of parliament. Removal of allowances. Car grant. That is an illegal thing. We can't give you a salary and give you a car grant. Removal of bodyguards. I don't think we need bodyguards. If you're working to serve the country, then you should be safe. I want you to hold me accountable for building libraries in Starehe. I'm going to build a library in every ward. I'm going to turn the markets in Starehe into 24-hour markets. So Ziwani, Kariakoo, Ngara market 24 hours. I also want you to hold me accountable for reclaiming back grabbed land in Starehe. Starehe is going to become cleaner. It's going to become safer. And I want us to restore dignity and respect the people of Starehe, that you can walk around proudly and feel safe in Starehe. And I will never steal, and I'll declare my wealth, and I'll make my life open to everyone. I'm not going to parliament to go and steal. I'm going to serve. So in 5 years, I want you to say that he served well and he did well. I will not break your heart. I know your heart has been broken by so many people. People have come before and say, oh, trust me, trust me. My grandfather was a freedom fighter. He went to jail for 6 years. My mother was a hawker. She was beaten and arrested in the streets as she tried to earn a living. I've been an activist. I come from a family of fighters who never sold out, who never betrayed, who never stole. I will not steal, I will not betray, but I shall serve you. So give me a chance. And together shall build a new Starehe. Thank you.
Wow. I hope they got the message. I hope they will respond on the affirmative, give you the vote. You become the MP of Starehe.
Yes, sir.
And what do you want us in the diaspora to hold you accountable for? You're selling your book.
Yes.
We are buying your book.
Yes.
And I think it's a very good thing that you're doing. At least you're trying to raise funds. How is that one going so far?
I haven't gotten a lot of money. I think.
What's your target?
Also, my target for my campaign, total money that I need for my campaign, $100,000, about 10 million shillings. But I've raised less than 1 million shillings, less than 10,000, yeah.
Wow.
People are not giving me money. People just like me and retweet me, but they don't give me money. So diaspora, I want you to hold me accountable on this. People come in and they lie to you that they're going to ensure that you get the right to vote. I say, as a member of parliament for Starehe, I'm going to fight for you as well. I'm going to push for the laws for you to be able to vote in the diaspora. So I hope that even as a member of Starehe, I'm going to serve the diasporans. But number two, I think you need to have a dialogue. Diaspora needs to have a reality talk about tribalism in this country. You live in the US, but you're very tribal. I think they need to have an honest conversation and dialogue on tribalism. So while I'm away, if you guys don't do that, if I don't even get elected, I'll come back and organize a conference for you guys to heal and talk about tribalism. So two things. I think you guys need to have a national dialogue on tribalism, which is important here in the diaspora. But two, I want to become your MP as well. I want to fight for you to be able to get to vote. And when you send your money back home, it's safe. It's not misused.
Corruption.
Yes.
Say a thing about corruption. Actually, somebody wanted me to ask you, how are you going to fight corruption in Kenya? It's like a cancer. It's inbred.
I'm not running for president.
I know, but
I'll just ensure there's
you're going to be very influential.
Yeah.
You're going to have a say.
Yes.
A platform that probably is suitable.
What you can do as a member of parliament, you can expose if in the Public Select Committee or Public Accounts Committee, PSC, you can expose corruption and do reports about it. But at the end of the day, the investigative is the work of the police. Prosecution is the work of the Director of Public Prosecution. Then you have the judiciary to convict. So those arms need to be strengthened to be able to do that. If you're to ask me how do you address corruption right now, I think we need to give, if we can't jail the corrupt, then we give them amnesty. We tell them to return what they've stolen. And if they return what they've stolen, then they can actually be released. And then you start afresh. Or we can reward whistleblowers. If you know Muigai or Boniface stole money, you tell the government and then you get a part of that.
Problem part of the stolen money?
Yes.
Okay.
As a whistleblower. Problem again, the whistleblower gets killed.
It's sad.
That's what happened to Jacob Juma. He was becoming a whistleblower and then he was killed. And I think the government needs to protect whistleblowers. Yes.
Wow. You did tell me Uhuru wrote to you about
corruption. Yeah, the president.
Why wouldn't you join Uhuru and fight corruption? Help him fight corruption, dude. You know something that most people don't know, right?
Uhuru knows more than I know about corruption. He's the president. I think Uhuru has been able to say the right things about corruption.
And he needs all the support.
He says the right things, but does he do the right things? Some of the people that he fight for corruption are running for bigger office now. You see, sadly, that's what happens when you fire and you don't prosecute. And then when you fire someone, you don't recover the stolen money. That's the other thing. So he wrote to me about corruption, and I replied as well and told him, you know what, you need to do much more
than just saying.
Yes.
Okay.
So wouldn't I join the president? I don't think I have to join him for me to fight corruption. I think it's the work of every other person to fight corruption.
It's everybody's
you don't have to join an individual to fight corruption. You can actually fight corruption without joining anybody.
By not being corrupt yourself.
And not being part of any system as well. No. I love my independence. I love being me. And I love not being aligned to any person.
So you think when you're an MP, you'll be that independent?
Yes. I belong to a political party called Ukweli. So I'll be accountable to Ukweli and the people of Starehe and the people of Kenya. But I want to be accountable to an individual because I want to owe my election to an individual.
Who's Boniface Mwangi voting for president?
I think that's my secret. But I am still looking for someone to vote for.
Yeah.
I haven't found anyone yet. There are 4 people running for president. Ekuru Aukot, Dida, Raila, Uhuru. I'm hoping there's someone who will be running and maybe I can give them my vote.
One of them would be the president.
Among the 4, yes.
Among the 4.
Yes. And among the 4, and I don't even have to vote for the person who's going to win.
Okay.
I have to vote where my conscience is. So Dida ran and he did not win. So there is a new entrant, Ekuru Aukot. Let's see what he has to offer. I'm waiting for them to sell me their policies. And then the same way I'm selling my policies in Starehe, I want them to sell my policies. I want
you
to
want
know.
them to sell.
I want them to
policies
tell
you.
them to me that sera zao. I want them to tell me why should I vote for them. They need to earn my vote.
Do you ever see an uprising in Kenya some days?
Depends on, I think there'll be an uprising one day if we do not
Change?
No, not even about change. The gap between the poor and the rich is very high. I think there are more poor people than rich people in Kenya. I think there'll be a breaking point where people can't afford flour and they can't afford food. That will be the uprising. I think the next uprising is not going to be tribal. We may have tribal skirmishes, but a true uprising will be about the cost of living in Kenya.
There's this guy from Kahawa Wendani.
Yes.
Cyrus Omondi.
Yes.
He's going to be the first Luo to be elected as a member of assembly in Kiambu.
But you know, Kahawa is actually Nairobi. It's just the way it was divided. Kahawa is, the man grew up in the community. We're making so much hullabaloo about nothing.
But the thing is, it hasn't happened and everybody is excited. Personally, I'm very excited.
It's not a big deal. There's an Asian, Indian MP in Meru. There's a Somali MP in Busia, Bungoma, in Western Province. It's all the first thing. Why you guys feel?
And that guy in Kisumu,
the Shabir. Yeah. So why are you guys feeling so special?
I don't know. I don't live in Kiambu, by the way.
So why are Kiambu feeling so special? The guy has been living in the community. He was born there. He's a local guy. You see,
isn't this not a break from the traditions?
No, it's not even a break. That should be the norm. Kibaki was elected in Eastlands, in Madaraka, when it was more Luo. Let's not try and say when people do the right thing and celebrate. It should be normal to do the right thing. Why so much hullabaloo about nothing? For the first time you do the right thing, you're trying to tell us you did the right thing. What are you supposed to be doing the wrong thing? It's like, for example, you told me you have a son, right? You have a son, right? So when you pay your son's school fees, you should feel happy. No, you're supposed to pay school fees.
It's my job.
It's a job. When you provide shelter, when you provide food and clothing, your son should not be grateful. You're supposed to do that. If you don't do that, you should not have had sex in the first place. The same thing. If you vote like a foolish person, then don't take a voter's card. So for the first time, you took a voter's card and made the right decision. Now you want us to celebrate you. You have been a fool all along. You made the right call. You're like, oh, idiot. Finally, you got it right.
So
we should not celebrate people for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's their civic duty.
That is to vote right and not to vote tribally is the right thing to do. So let's not celebrate and dance. So we're dancing for what? The whole country should do the same thing. Let us not be foolish and trivial here. You did not do the right thing. You did the right thing for the first time. Now you want us to do what? Build for you a monument.
I celebrate you every year.
No. Why? We make a national holiday for the people of Kiambu.
I know, right?
And you voted for Kabogo. Foolish.
So people of Kiambu, you've heard, right? You did the right thing.
For the first time.
For the first time, right?
You've been doing it all wrong.
Now they did it right.
Yeah, so you're not celebrating, you're like, finally you learned.
So somebody who wants to be an activist,
yes,
they approaches you.
Yeah.
I want to be an activist. Do you learn this thing on the streets? Are you born with them? Do you go to school for them? Or it's just an intuition, it just happens?
It's passion, but you need to understand the issues. My activism lesson 101, it's very simple. You go to Nairobi, you go to a supermarket, you shop everything, you buy whatever you want. When you reach at the till, they give you sweets or matchbox for change because they don't have coins. So what you do is hold up that line until you get back your money. If you can be able to get back mashilingi, like the way they say, you go to a supermarket, you buy things, they say you don't have coins, they give you sweet or a matchbox as change.
In lieu of your money.
Yeah,
right?
If you refuse that and you stand there and tell them why they're doing that, it is wrong.
So that's
how you start.
Activism machinani.
When you go to a matatu and they overload you and you say, no, you're not supposed to overload, and you speak it up. As in, it's actually everyday living. When someone pushes you, like, why are you pushing me? It's just discovering your voice. Once you discover it, it becomes very powerful. It's the small thing that counts, not the big things, not the big protest. It's just those small things. Like the people of Kiambu voting right. That's activism.
And NASA coming up with a flag bearer. That's your take.
Good for them.
Good.
It's the democratic right. Just the same way Jubilee has a flag bearer. Yeah.
Don't you think it's the same? Are we as a country progressing?
I think. Is it the same thing? Jubilee is the same, NASA is the same. So
Don't we have other Kenyans to run for this job?
Why are you not running? You see, Ekuro Okot is running. Dida is running. I'm waiting to see who's going to run as a woman president.
Well, for the first time, we're going to have a senator woman. I mean, women who are senator and governors.
It's not guaranteed. You have to wait until... but yes, for Kirinyaga,
yes,
you might have a woman governor.
For now, yes.
Yeah.
And I think that is a move towards the right direction. We are growing. We are a young democratic country and we are growing. So they need to be encouraged. And you need to have more of them in Ukweli.
Ukweli party. Okay.
Yes.
Our plan is to build a party over 20 years.
Okay.
So it's going to be a slow, good process of building the foundation for the right party.
We wish you the best and we pray that with God's guidance and help, you will make it to the August House as a member of Parliament, Starehe, and count on my support.
Asante sana.
And once again, address the Kenyans who are in Kenya. Tell them once more, you want your votes.
Niaje wase, naitwa Boni, nasimama MP Starehe. Nipatieni kura yenyu, nipatieni tu chance nikawafanyie kazi bunge. Ndako nafanya bunge ni kwa sauti yetu, sauti ya Wanjiko, sauti ya Mahoka, sauti ya Makanga, sauti ya wasi wa mtaa, sauti ya watu wetu ambao wamenyang'anywa ma playground, sauti ya wasi wanacheza kadanda lakini hawezi pata scholarship, sauti ya wasi wana majob. Ndako tuko sauti yetu. Kwa hivyo nipatieni tu chance nikawafanyie kazi. Mimi nimekuwa mse true, nimepigania wase kwa streets, niwapatie ma rights zao, nimepigania tu Lang'ata Primary kwa pata shamba walikuwa wamenyakuliwa. Mimi siogopi mtu wote, mimi niko tu roho juu mbaya. Kwa hivyo na mnigeo chance nikawafanyie kazi bunge. Nashukuru. Mungu awabariki. Tuonane mtaani kipiga round nikiomba kura zenyu. Ama ni aje? Asante.
Thank you so much. That was it with Boniface Mwangi. Kenyans, vote for this man. He's fought for you, bled for you, been tear gassed for you. I think this would be the right thing for you to do. MP Starehe, August 8,
Asante sana.
2017.
Nashukuru. Thank you, man.